The Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6 is tonight, Saturday, May 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I can't wait for this game. The Eastern Conference Finals has certainly lived up to its hype. What's up, everybody? This is Kerry, and this video I'm going to give you my playoff predictions for Saturday, May 31st. The first thing I want to do is look at the NBA stats from the NBA website, the Advanced Box Scores. These are the stats that I use for my model. These are the stats from the Pacers' perspective. The first stat that I want to look at is the most important stat, the effective field goal percentage I just highlighted over there. Look at the Pacers' wins. They're shooting 58.5% or better in all three of their wins and only 47% in their losses. So obviously shooting has a lot to do with it. While that might seem like an obvious thing to say, it really makes the biggest difference in who wins the game. Of course, this obviously affects the offensive rating, and in the three wins, the Pacers have a 125.0, 123.9, and 129.0. Very excellent offensive ratings in their three wins, 96.9 in Game 5, and a 105.3 in the Game 3 loss. And look right next door to this. The defensive rating for the Pacers is the same as the offensive rating for the Knicks. So the Knicks had excellent offensive ratings in the first two games, but the Pacers still won in New York. What this essentially means, I think this is very unique to the Pacers. Doesn't matter if their opponent scores. All that matters is the Pacers get more possessions and they score more. The Knicks' offensive rating was a little bit above average in a Game 4 loss, and in their two wins, the Knicks' offensive rating was actually lower, which again sounds kind of strange, but what that basically means here is the Knicks' defense took over and was able to limit the Pacers to their buckets. So even though the Knicks' offensive rating of 113.3 and 111.6 in their two losses is lowest, that still was much better than the Pacers. So really what that means is the Knicks' defense was much better in those two games, and that's what determined the outcome in those games. The last stat I want to look at here is the turnover percentage. This is how many turnovers they have per 100 possessions. And it's 20.6 in the last game, which is pretty high. Anytime the team has over 20% turnover percentage, that means they're probably going to lose that game. 14.7 in the Game 3 loss. And in their three wins, 10.6, 10.9, and 6.5. So they protected the ball and didn't get turned over as much in their three wins. So obviously, in my opinion, these are two stats that really make a difference in this series. The Pacers have to shoot the ball and shoot the ball well and not turn the ball over. If they do that, then they'll win the game. Let's look at my model. My model has the Pacers winning 112 to 108 for 220 total, negative 4.0 spread, and 66% chance to win this game. Let's check out what the FanDuel line is this afternoon. I'm basically making this video around 12 p.m. Eastern. It has the Pacers as 4-point favorites, exactly the same as my model, and the line at 220.5, which my model is just 1/2 point below that. According to my model, it would go under the total here, and it would not pick the spread. This is the first time my model did not pick the spread because it's exactly the same as the line here on FanDuel. This is one of those things that actually makes me think that my model is a pretty good model because my model numbers are almost exactly the same as the actual line here on FanDuel. So what do we do from here? Of course, I still want to bet the spread. So what we're going to do is a little bit of line shopping. On BetMGM around 12 p.m. Eastern, they have a 3.5 point spread. So if you see a 3.5 point spread out there, that's the one I'm going to take. In fact, this is what I'm going to bet right here. And again, a 220.5 total. So if you find a 3.5 out there, I would definitely make that bet for the Pacers to cover a 3.5 point spread. Hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait for the game tonight. Good luck in your best bets. Let's go.